Good evening, everybody. Keith here. Wanted to go over some little minor symbology with everybody tonight. So, hopefully everybody can follow along, because symbology is one of the biggest problems we have in our current modern times. And I explain this by all the different languages everybody uses. You know, back in the 80s, we started hearing about this eubonics because of the differences between the spoken language of different cultures here within America. And basically what we're talking about with symbology is that with so many different forms of communication, and this is what I mean by different levels of communication, different forms of communication. Everything that started out with in regards to, in beginning was word. Before man had use of words, we use various different communication sources. And one of the very first was visual. Okay? And so I have a riddle. And it starts out with the most basic language, and that is symbology. Visual form symbolism. Anybody knows what this means? Usually doesn't have any money. If anybody can tell me what that means, please do so. That's your test. That's your riddle. Riddle me this. Riddle that. Come up with the answer, and you're good. Now, in the meantime, let's get back to the symbology, because symbology comes, like I said, in many forms. Like I said, the first one was the visual form, you know, using sign languages of some sort, or perhaps even voice. Generally, when we think about the origins of mankind, no matter how you think about it, whether it be scientific or biblical, we come down to a set of parents, and that means they were connected. They weren't separate. So their voice generally probably didn't come about first, but rather some kind of physical language. And the physical languages that we talk about in regards to different cultures and even different species, different animals, when we think about our possible heritage coming from that of the apes, we see chimpanzees, and when they smile, it is in accordance with their visual symbology that a smile is an act of aggression. So when you smile at these monkeys and other primates at the zoo, what you're doing is an aggressive act. They don't see you enjoying yourself as a enjoyment for themselves. See? So we have to really think about the symbology of the different languages that we're using, and understand that the symbology of the written language is being used against us very tremendous in tremendous forces in these courts, in any kind of administrative procedure. And they're all administrative procedures, every last one of them. The thing about administrative procedures, when we talk about, everything is contract law, and so when we talk about administrative procedures, it goes by the administration of contract. In other words, you first have to have an offer. Somebody has to make some kind of symbolism, some kind of phrasing, some kind of terminology, some kind of condition to present to another party as an offer. Now, that other party has the ability to accept or deny. And according to the commercial realm, you have to accept unless the presentation is made in dishonor. Okay? So when we talk about symbolism and they're offering to contract, instead of not accepting it, the best way to approach these kind of situations in the form of educating yourself is to accept the offer based on conditions that they clarify each and every word, letter, symbol in regards to its term or condition. And these are very specific words. Listen to this video and listen to that part right there. Very specific in how you explain your acceptance. Dependent upon that they clarify every word, letter, and symbol used in regards to their term or condition. That's going to force them to bring everything on a one-to-one level of communication. Because if there is no full comprehension, then there can be no full meeting of the minds. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to hold them to that term of contracts that says automatically if they make an offer, they have to come to a meeting of the minds. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So when we talk about this symbology, we have to clarify it so that we can be cognitive of exactly what is being intended. Period. So again, and this is a short video. I just wanted to explain some things real brief to help people understand what they need to be researching in regards to how to clarify this stuff for themselves. When they present an initial offer through their court system, civil action, which is a contract, when they make that offer, take that offer and research all the words yourself, and then ask them for clarification, denoting some of your own clarifications, forcing them to... Sorry about that, somehow my video paused. Forcing them to rebut your clarifications with their own clarifications. And then if you don't agree with their clarifications, then you get to rebut theirs. It's a back and forth thing. It doesn't have to end on the offer or acceptance. And so what you want to do is you want to continually educate yourself by forcing them to educate yourself with what their clarifications are. So, and so real quick here before I let you go, there was a comment in my messenger earlier, some case where somebody brought up a case and the court said that they couldn't bring the case by themselves in pro per because they had to be presented or represented by a counsel. Okay, and that was telling him that he brought it in the wrong venue if he's going common law. Okay, if you're going common law, you still have to bring in an admiralty, which is a dual parallel running system of common law and civil law, where an admiralty provides equitable remedy for both. So if you are trespassed through a civil action, that's a common law tort from the civil side. And so you have the right to respond. You have the ability to respond, the responsibility to counterclaim on the common law side through a civil action remedy, which is your Title 42 of the United States Code, Section 1983, and your Title 18 of the United States Code, Sections 1961 through 1968. 1961 through 1968 of the Title 18 is your process for your civil remedy, and Title 42 of the United States Code, Section 1983, is your notation of what that remedy is, and that is the civil action, which refers to your Title 18, your civil action process. So think about this stuff, people, and realize that their symbology is just the different languages that they're presenting, and you have to ask them to clarify it. You have to require them to clarify it. You have to set terms and conditions upon your offer that, in return, they disclose certain things. And those certain things is everything. You want everything disclosed, period. You want every word, letter, and symbol that they are using in their offer disclosed, period, in regards to their terms and conditions. So anyway, again, before I go, riddle me this. Anybody that can tell me that, you're good, and I give you kudos. In the meantime, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. God bless. Have a great night. Love you. Bye.